Good morning to all. Good morning to all. Good morning, Amma. Sujata. Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Clear, madam.
Okay. Only Naidu is giving the response.
Clear, madam, voice.
Now it's clear? Amma?
Okay, ma'am, clear, madam.
Okay.
Madam.
Now, in our next lesson, that is a carry forward of losses. How the losses has occurred in the assessment year, then how can you set off? How can you make it the forward that the losses? So here, losses which could not be set off against income. Whatever the income we got, that income should be set off. So this assessment year do not lapse, but are allowed to carry forward. Manaki edaithe manaki year lo loss vachindo, aa loss ni next year we can make it cover it. Ma 1 minute.
ఏంటికంటే కూర అన్నం పప్పు చేసేసిన
Madam, turn off your video.
మేడం మాట్లాడమన్నప్పుడేమో మాట్లాడతలేరు ఎవరు. మేడం మ్యూట్ చేసి పెట్టేసరికి అందరూ మాట్లాడుతున్నారు. ఏ సుజాత? So here, if you get any losses in the assessment year, that losses, మనకి ఇప్పుడు ఈ సంవత్సరంలో మనకి లాస్ వచ్చింది అనుకో బిజినెస్ లో, ఆ బిజినెస్ ని నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ కి వీ కెన్ క్యారీ ఫార్వర్డ్. ఆ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ వచ్చిన ప్రాఫిట్ లో నుంచి ఈ లాస్ ని వీ కెన్ మేక్ ఇట్ అవుట్. Got my point? But are allowed to carry it forward to be set off against income of subsequent year. ఏదైతే మనకు ప్రాఫిట్ వచ్చిందో, ఇప్పుడు లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ మనకు లాస్ వచ్చింది, ఇయర్ ప్రాఫిట్ వచ్చింది, ఆ లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ ది లాస్ తీసుకొచ్చి ఈ ఇయర్ లో ప్రాఫిట్ లో నుంచి మైనస్ చెయ్యొచ్చు. ఓకేనా? అండ్ క్యారీ ఫార్వర్డ్ ఆఫ్ లాసెస్ for each head is governed by different sections. మనకి ఎన్ని 5 heads ఉన్నాయి? ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ సాలరీ, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హౌస్ ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ క్యాపిటల్ గెయిన్స్, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ ప్రొఫెషన్స్, ఇవన్నీ మనకు 5 heads ఉన్నాయి కదా. ఆ హెడ్స్ లో నుంచి ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో that will be carry forward according to the different sections. Different sections నుంచి తీసేయచ్చు అన్నమాట. And define the number of years. అంటే how many years it should be carry forward. That also we can make it out. Against which income it can be. ఏ ఇన్కమ్ లో నుంచి మనం తీసేయాలో, ఫ్రమ్ విచ్ ఇన్కమ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు, మీన్స్ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ లాంగ్ టర్మ్ లాసెస్ మీన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్ అవుట్ ద లాసెస్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లాంగ్ టర్మ్ ఓన్లీ. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గెటింగ్ ద ప్రాఫిట్ ఇన్ ద షార్ట్ టర్మ్ లోన్స్, short term profits ఉన్నాయి అనుకో, from the short term profits we cannot recover the long term losses. So long term losses అన్నప్పుడు long term losses నే ప్రాఫిట్ లో నుంచి తీసేయాలి. But this short term losses can be taken out from the long term profits. అర్థమైందా? So here, now we'll take the section 71B, carry forward losses from house property. Means it will be carry forward. Set off against future income under the head house property only. This carry forward, it will be taken, carry forward, set off from the house property. House property loss అయితే house property లో నుంచే తీసేయాలి. And time period. If it is a time period, how many time years period can be? Maximum 8 years. 8 years వరకు ఆ loss ని we can carry forward to the next. The time period is to be calculated from the relevant. Relevant అంటే మనకి ఇప్పుడున్న assessment year లో నుంచి whatever we are suffering. So if the loss is related to the 2012, ఇప్పుడు మనకు example గా in the 2012 to 13, we got the losses. That can be carried forward up to 20 to 21. How many years? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 8 years అని చెప్తున్నారు కదా? That can be carried forward. The losses of the 2012 to 13, it can be carried forward to the 20 to 21. Got my point? And next is section 72. The section 72 carry forward of losses of non-speculation business. Non-speculation business, that losses can be carried forward till 8 years. Okay, that is future income from any business. So here the non-speculation business. For speculation business, we have to take out the losses from speculation profit only. Now we are talking about the non-speculation business. Non-speculation business losses can be recovered from any business of SSE. So it is not necessary that it must be set off against the income from the same. So this is speculation. It is not like that. We can take any income from any income also we can set off. Example, loss of car business. Suppose the SSE having the car business. So that losses can be carried forward and set off against the profit of a computer business. Means here the car loss is having the car business. He got the loss in the car business. So that loss he can carry forward and the set off from the other business like a computer business. Okay. This can be carried forward to set off is allowed even if the business in which losses are suffered has been discontinued. If the same in the other businesses also, if you are having the same problem, if you are getting the losses in the other business also, if you are suffering with the losses, then it can be discontinued. Okay. So, however, if the business of transferred, if the whatever the business you have transferred, that the set off will not be allowed to successor. So, what the successor, the next, that will be way of the inheritance. For example, when an SSE is involved in the letting out property, letting out at a rent kiyadam, that is the floor area basis. It is business, but the income from it for the purposes of income tax is assessed under the head of house property. So here is letting out. Letting out means what can be letting out the property? That is here clearly is given floor area basis. Floor area basis means it should be a one house. So that losses can be carried forward and that can be taken from the house property. Naidu?
Madam.
Are you there? So next is section 41(5). So set off after lapse of 8 years. So this loss, whatever the loss we are getting, because if you are getting the losses from the other businesses also, it can be lapsed. So after lapse of 8 years, in case the business which is discontinued, if the business is discontinued, it is not set off fully, then shall be allowed to be set off even after 8 years. Suppose after 8 years, other businesses come to the profits, then the losses of any business can be set off after 8 years also. That is, what are the conditions? The business or profession is discontinued. The losses of the year of discontinuance will not fully set off. So if you are getting the losses in other businesses, then it cannot be set off. That is not fully set off previously. So it is a non-speculation business. After discontinuation, there is deemed business. It can be included. Now take the question. All of you. Make it fast, ma. Here there is a textile business, chemical business, leather business. So he is having the 3 businesses. Current year loss. So in the textile business, now who is that talking? I'm not able to understand. If you have any doubt, just huh? What you are telling, I'm not able to understand. Who
Madam,
is?
if they are not interested, please remove them.
Yes, ma?
If anyone is not interested, please remove them now.
Yes, if they are not interested, they can leave. As they are not giving any answer. Take down this question. So in that can be brought forward losses in the 2007 to 8. So loss is the 25,000. Brought forward the losses of 2007 to 8 is a 80,000. Means your textile business having the loss of both. And the chemical business, current year is loss nil. Bad debts allowed previously recovered 30,000. And brought forward loss of assessment year, that is 12 to 13, it is a 20,000. Leather business, that is a profit of current year, that is a 70,000. Compute income from business. Yes, tell me, have you all note down? Amma question raskunnara?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, solution. So your profit of leather business, how much you got? 70,000. Is it right? Then add the recovery of bad debts. Recovery, how much we got? 30,000. 30,000. So altogether it is a 1 lakh. Means total business income of current year available is 1 lakh. Now, under the section 70, in the current year, that is the textile business got loss. Textile business got loss how much? 25,000. See, current year. Okay. So from the 1 lakh, if you have taken the 25,000, the form amount is 75,000. Again, we got the loss. Brought forward the loss of assessment year 2012 to 13. That is a 70. So here, set of brought forward from the 7 to 8. 7 to 8 brought forward. 7 to 8. How much it is? 80,000. Means from the 80,000, he has set off 75,000. Okay. So taxable income from assessment year is 0. మీరు క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్ రాస్తే మీకు అర్థమవుతుందమ్మా. మా కాపీ చేశారా? అయిపోయిందా?
Yes, ma'am.
Now loss in the speculation business. Here set off against time period. So in the speculation business, the time period for set off is 4 years. So it can be set off against any other heads, the speculation business. But the business to which the loss pertain to may be discontinued. So suppose if you are taking any business, that business is also, when your loss is not come to that same extent, then it can also be discontinued. Under the section 73A, loss of specified business, whatever the loss you are getting, that is under section 35AD. That is any loss computed in respect of the specified business that shall be allowed to adjust only profit of some other specified business. So whatever it is specified, means suppose you are a textile business, you have to take out the loss from the specified, that is a speculation business only. If any losses remain unobserved, that can be carried forward. Unobserved means go अपन minus नहीं कर सके. So then it can be carried forward to the next year. What are the conditions for carry forward? So first one is set off against. That is whatever the future income of specified business only. If you're thinking that if you're having the future income and it is specified, then easily can be done. And the time period, what is the time period? It shall be allowed to carry forward without any time limit. You can set off fully. So without any time period, you can set off. And under section 74, carry forward of losses under the head, that is a capital gain. One is the short term. So unobserved short-term capital losses. So the long-term capital gains, short-term capital losses. If you are getting the short-term capital losses, that can be observed from the long-term capital gains, short-term capital gains. From these two, we can set off. Unobserved long term, this can be set off only from the long term capital gains. Got my point?
Madam, speculation business and miscellaneous business.
Yes, Ma, tell me, I'm not able to hear your voice.
Madam, speculation business ante enti madam? Ante miscellaneous.
Ante speculation business ante gold, silver, atlanta businesses.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
అదే విధంగా షార్ట్ టర్మ్ క్యాపిటల్ లాసెస్ వస్తే మనం లాంగ్ టర్మ్ క్యాపిటల్ లో నుంచి తీసుకోవచ్చు, గెయిన్ లో నుంచి తీసుకోవచ్చు, షార్ట్ టర్మ్ నుంచి. కానీ లాంగ్ టర్మ్ క్యాపిటల్ లాసెస్ వస్తే మనం షార్ట్ టర్మ్ క్యాపిటల్ గెయిన్స్ లో నుంచి తీయలేము. ఓన్లీ వి కెన్ బి అన్అబ్జర్వ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లాంగ్ టర్మ్ క్యాపిటల్ గెయిన్స్ ఓన్లీ. అండర్స్టూడ్? Now 32, unobserved depreciation. That is, concept is depreciation can be charged only the extent to bring the profits to nil. So when you are, whatever the profits we get, it can be come to the nil. Then the profit depreciation or there is no profit, then the depreciation profit is called the unobserved depreciation. What is the treatment of this? Means inter-source adjustment. Inter-source adjustment means this will be first set off against the profit if any other business or profession. So inter-sources adjustment, if we get, that is section 70 UAD. So the first it can be against the profit of any other business or profession. We can set off. That is inter-head adjustment. It can be set off against income of other heads except salary and casual winning. So ఏదైతే మనకు లాసెస్ ఉందో సెట్ ఆఫ్ చేయలేదో that cannot be set off only from salaries and the casual winnings. So from these two we cannot take out the inter-head adjustment. From other heads we can make it out. Understood? Mom, you for answer చెప్పకపోతే నాకు ఇంట్రెస్ట్ రాదు చెప్పడానికి.
Madam, can you explain problem once again?
Which one?
This one only, ma'am.
Which one, ma?
This textile business, chemical.
This one? Particularly
previous one, ma'am. Previous one problem. Speculation business.
So speculation business, that is the loss if you are getting in a speculation business. That is, we cannot set off only from the speculation business. We cannot set off from the non-speculation business. Loss తీసేయలేమన్నమాట. Speculation business అయితే speculation specify చేస్తారు income tax లో. This is a speculation business, it is a non-speculation. ఇప్పుడు మనం లాస్ ఇన్ ద స్పెక్యులేషన్ బిజినెస్ అయితే that speculation losses can be set off from only speculation losses. అది ఎన్ని ఇయర్స్ వరకు మనం చేయొచ్చు అంటే 4 years వరకు. Got my point?
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
Now we'll see the block 2. In the block 2, we have a gross total income. That is what the deductions from the gross total income. And all the deductions you have to see. Now, see the categories of deductions. Deduction where to encourage savings. Okay. Personal expenditure. Desirable activities. Disabled means that is a medical and you are making anything, personal expenditure, if you are making, encourage savings means if you are buying any LICs, mutual funds, property, gold, like that, encouraging for savings. Now you see section under section 80C. What is the deduction, Uma? Dendi Tishala? Deductions under section 80C. So here from the assessment year 2007 to 8 onwards, applicable only to individual and H2F, Hindu undivided family. Hindu undivided family, evaru Karta is a head of the family. If any losses occur, Karta will take care of that. After taking out all the profits, all the deductions, then whatever the profit is remain, Karta will distribute it to the co-partners. Okay. And this section means under section 80C, it is a investment paid or deposited by the SSC in the previous year. So this is applicable to, under section 80C, that is expenditure and the investments which is directly paid or deposited. Now we'll see what is the gross qualifying amount. That is under section refers to the payment or the investment under some of the following schemes. Any lump sum paid or deposited by the SSC, that is the life insurance premium, that is to keep effect or keep in the force, that is the insurance on life. So this will be deducted because this one is meant for saving. Okay. Self, spouse, and any children. In case of individual, insurance premium should not exceed 20%. If you are taking spouse, self, and the children, that is insurance premium should not exceed 20% of actual capital, whichever the government is assured.
Madam, Hindu undivided family ante joint family ana?
Endama?
Hindu HUF, Hindu undivided family ante, in other words, it can be termed as joint family ana?
Joint family. ఇక్కడ ఈ డిడక్షన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మేడ్ ఫర్ టూ, వన్ ఈజ్ ఇండివిజువల్ అండ్ హెచ్యుఎఫ్ అనమాట. అయితే ఇప్పుడు ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ప్రీమియం ఏంటిది, అది మనకు ప్రీమియం షుడ్ నాట్ ఎక్సీడ్, మన క్యాపిటల్ కంటే 20% ఎక్సీడ్ ఉండకూడదు. షుడ్ నాట్ ఎక్సీడ్ 20% ఆఫ్ యువర్ యాక్చువల్ క్యాపిటల్ వాట్ ఎవర్ యు ఆర్ సమ్ assured. Now it is a next it is under section 80C. This is a assessment year 2007 onwards, 7 to 8 onwards. Here also we are talking about the HUF and the individual. So here whatever this section is provided the deductions in respect of certain expenditure or the investments which are paid or deposited by the SSC in the previous year. In the previous year, he has expenditure you done or he made the investment. And the gross qualifying, what mana gross income that should be qualified to this section, refers to the payment. And any sum paid or deposited by the SSC. One is a insurance premium. Nowadays, it is very easy for everyone to claim the income tax. That is a life insurance premium. It will give the effect on before in the force. And the self, spouse, and any children. Here also is the same. It should not exceed to the 20%. That is tax planning కోసం. Now, see here, deduction under 80C. This is a deferred annuity and it is a contract on life of the self, spouse and any other children. And by way, that is a deduction from the salary payable or the behalf of the government. That is a deferred annuity. So these are the contributions by an individual. One is a RPF, that is a recognized provident fund. SPF, statutory provident fund. PPF, Public Provident Fund. SAF, Superannuation Fund. So these are the things where it is a contribution from the Provident Fund. So these are also we can make the deduction under section 80C. Suppose my Provident Fund, it is amount is a 5,000. So according to that, it will be adjusted, that is deducted under section 80C. Okay, and to keep or to effect or keep in force, that is a non-commutable deferred annuity, that is a contract on life of self, spouse, and any children in the case of individual. If it is an individual, then that is also can be affected. And a subscription for NSC. NSC means National Service Saving Certificate. Now you tell me this one, deductions in respect of contribution pension scheme of central government. Tirugu cheppadamma. Meeku em ardhamayindho cheppandi. See here, we are making the contribution for the pension scheme that is in the central government. That is a deduction under section 80 CCD. That is the pension account by the SSC. So if it is any deduction is available for the amount paid deposited in the pension scheme, then it will be notified by the, means that will be clearly given the certificate that the government, that is from the central government, that is maximum of 10% of is a salary, that is previous year in case of employee, or 10% of total income, gross total income in case, in other cases. So here, this is a section 1. Now we are talked about the SSC. So SSC means in which two conditions? One is a 10% of salary in the previous year and 10% of total gross total income. Now we are talking about the employer. This deduction is respect by the contribution to the pension account. So here, this pension scheme, PF, if the deducted 500 rupees from my account means 500 should be added by the employer. Okay. Now, deduction available for the amount paid or deposited by the employer and this pension scheme notified. That is maximum of 10% of salary. Here also, they will be given the 10% of the salary in the previous year. Got my point? The aggregate amount of deductions under section 80C, 80CC and 80CCD then put together cannot exceed. Sidhu. చేసిన సిద్ధు రాట్లా ఇప్పుడు క్లాస్ లో ఉన్నాం కదా మన అంబేద్కర్ క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా నిన్న చేస్తాను నేను నిన్న చేసినాను 50 చేసిన సెకండ్ ఇయర్ అయిపోయినట్టు సిద్ధు థర్డ్ ఇయర్ లో 40 చేస్తాను 12 అయింది సో అవి కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయేసరికి మళ్ళీ 40 వచ్చింది చేస్తాను. The next, deductions under section 80D. This is the deductions will be made for the medical insurance premium. అర్థమైంది కదమ్మా? 10% of salary if it is contributed by the employee, sorry, that is employee means the SSC, and 10% of the salary will be paid by the, that is for the maximum limit, that is government, central government subject, that is the 10% of salary. They will also add to the SSC's account. Then deduction 80 is under section 80D, that is a medical insurance premium. This is a medical insurance premium, that is it will be paid to his spouse or any dependent and the taxpayer. And that is under section in the assessment year 2013 to 14, payment on account of preventive health checkup. They have made an account. So what are the deductions? That is first one is 15,000 insurance premium, whatever the insurance premium paid, or rupees 15,000, whichever is the list. If the suppose insurance premium paid, you are paying the 10,000, but here the limit is given 15,000. So which one is the least amount, less amount? Chappandama.
15,000.
కాదమ్మా, ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ప్రీమియం నువ్వు పే చేసింది 10,000, కానీ రూపీస్ 15,000 ఇస్ అ కామన్ కాన్స్టెంట్ అన్నమాట.
Okay, 10,000.
10,000. That 10,000 will be taken into the deduction under section 80D. Suppose your insurance premium you are paying the 20,000. Least of the two. Insurance premium you are paying 20,000 and 15,000 is a limit. Exempted anamata. So which one is the less amount? Suppose if you are paying the 20,000 amount as a premium, that is a one, and the second one is a 15,000. So from these two amounts, whichever is the less, whichever is a less amount. So now which one you contribute?
15,000 only.
15,000. ఎందుకంటే 20,000 ప్రీమియం పే చేస్తున్నావు, కానీ అమౌంట్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది. సో లిమిట్ ఎగ్జామ్షన్ ఎంత? 15,000. నువ్వు ఇన్సూరెన్స్ ప్రీమియం ఎంత కట్టుకో, దాంట్లో నుంచి ఎగ్జామ్షన్ అమౌంట్ ఎంత? 15,000 తీసుకుంటారు అనమాట మన డిడక్షన్స్ లో. Got my point? మా ఎవ్వరు నాకు ఆన్సర్ కరెక్ట్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు. మీరు ఇట్లా చేసేసి నేను సార్ చెప్తాను, సార్ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్, ఐ నాట్ టేక్ ద క్లాస్ అని.
No, madam, don't do that.
ఎవరు అందరూ ఆన్ చేసి వెళ్ళిపోయినట్టున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ 80 section under deduction under section 80DD, that is a medical treatment for whom handicap. Okay na? The SSC shall have to furnish a certificate. And a certificate lekapothe it cannot be made as a handicap annamata. Disability. And dependent means a spouse, children, parents and siblings in case of individual. So these are the three conditions comes under 80DD. Person with severe disability means a person suffering from 80% or more than one or more disabilities. So here, what is the fixed reduction? Fixed amount. If we medical of 15,000, atla fixed deduction is 50,000. And higher deduction is 1 lakh shall be allowed where such dependent is person with severe disability and disability. And if normal ga ఇప్పుడు మనం ఉన్నాం, మనకి ఎట్లా we are not comes under that fixed deduction 50,000. Higher deduction 80% disability ఉంటే వాళ్ళ డిడక్షన్ 1 lakh అన్నమాట. అర్థమవుతుందా?
So all these come under deductions, ma'am. Ante income tax
deductions అన్నమాట. ఇప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ నేను చెప్పిన తర్వాత ప్రాబ్లం చెప్తా. ఇప్పుడు టైం అయిపోయింది ఎట్లా. సో మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడి వరకు వచ్చినాం ఎలా? హ్యాండిక్యాప్ వరకు వచ్చినాం. సో ఇది గుర్తుపట్టుకోండి. నెక్స్ట్ సాటర్డే ఆఫ్టర్ దిస్ 80 DD తర్వాత ఇది చెప్తాను. అండర్ సెక్షన్ 80 DDB, that is a deduction in respect of medical treatment. ఓకేనా?
So
at least
these all people are exempted from paying tax, ma'am.
yes ma, exemption అన్నమాట. ఇప్పుడు నేను టోటల్ గ్రాస్ టోటల్ ఇన్కమ్ వస్తుంది కదా, గ్రాస్ టోటల్ ఇన్కమ్, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ సాలరీ, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ హౌస్ ప్రాపర్టీ, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ అదర్ సోర్సెస్ అవన్నీ ఉంటాయి కదా, అవన్నీ తీసేసిన తర్వాత నీకు సో గ్రాస్ టోటల్ ఇన్కమ్ వస్తుంది కదా.
అవును, 5 హెడ్స్ ఉన్నాయి.
5 హెడ్స్ లో నుంచి మొత్తం ఇన్కమ్స్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత నీకు డిడక్షన్స్ కావాలి. నీకైతే ఏవైనా పాసిబిలిటీస్ ఉన్నాయో అవన్నీ డిడక్షన్స్ చేసుకుంటావు. ఇప్పుడు నేషనల్ సేవింగ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ ఉంది, నువ్వు ప్రీమియం ఇన్సూరెన్స్ పే చేస్తున్నావు, అది కూడా డిడక్షన్స్ లో వస్తుంది. నేషనల్ సేవింగ్ సర్టిఫికేట్ తీసుకుంటున్నావు, అది కూడా డిడక్షన్స్ లో వస్తుంది. అండ్ సేవింగ్స్ తీసుకుంటున్నావు, ఆ సేవింగ్స్ కూడా డిడక్షన్స్ లో వస్తాయి. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్ ద మెడికల్ ట్రీట్మెంట్, దట్ ఆల్సో కమ్స్ అండర్ ది డిడక్షన్స్. ఇప్పుడు నీది శాలరీ వచ్చేసి, ఇప్పుడు శాలరీ వచ్చేసి ఇయర్లీ వచ్చేసి 10 lakhs 12 lakhs ఉంటుంది గ్రాస్ టోటల్ ఇన్కమ్. 12 lakhs ఉందనుకో, ఆ 12 lakhs నువ్వు ఆ 12 lakhs మీద నేను ట్యాక్స్ కట్టకుండా నువ్వు ఇవన్నీ డిడక్షన్స్ చేయించుకుంటావు అనమాట.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, అంటే ఇట్ విల్ బి హెల్ప్ఫుల్ ఫర్ ది ఇండివిజువల్ ఆర్ హెచ్యుఎల్?
ఇండివిజువల్ బై హెచ్యుఎల్. సో whenever you are taking that, if you are employee అయినావు అనుకో, ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ సాలరీ, నీ ఇన్కమ్ ఫ్రమ్ సాలరీ, నీ ఇన్కమ్ సాలరీ ఎంత, 10 lakhs ఉండొచ్చు. అందులో నుంచి నువ్వు ఏమైనా సేవింగ్స్ చేసినావు, ఏమన్నా పిల్లల కోసము సేవింగ్ సర్టిఫికేట్స్ చేస్తావు, అట్లాంటివన్నీ డిడక్షన్ చేసిన తర్వాత మెడికల్, ఇన్సూరెన్స్, సేవింగ్స్, డిపాజిట్స్ ఇవన్నీ చేసిన తర్వాత వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ రిమైన్, ట్యాక్స్ లయబిలిటీ తీసుకుంటారు అనమాట. ట్యాక్స్ లయబిలిటీ తీసిన తర్వాతనే నీకు తెలుస్తుంది ఎంత ట్యాక్స్ కట్టాలి. నీకు సాలరీ 10 lakhs వస్తుంది, 10 lakhs మీద ట్యాక్స్ కట్టవు నువ్వు.
అవును మేడం.
అర్థమైందా?
అర్థమైంది.
సో విల్ సీ నెక్స్ట్ వీక్, దట్ ఈస్ మెడికల్ ట్రీట్మెంట్. గుర్తుపెట్టుకోమా, 80 DDB.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, 80 DDB.
అయితే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఇవన్నీ చెప్పిన తర్వాత ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం ఇస్తా. అర్థమైందా? ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం.
ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఇల్లుస్ట్రేషన్ ప్రాబ్లం ఇస్తే సొల్యూషన్ అప్పుడు చెప్తాను అనమాట, దేనికి ఎంత డిడక్షన్. అప్పుడు నీకు 2-3 ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చేస్తే అప్పుడు నీకు అర్థమవుతుంది. గాట్ మై పాయింట్? ఇవన్నీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నుంచి నేను ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ చెప్తాను. ఇప్పుడు ఈయనకి ఎంత ఇన్కమ్ ఉంది, డొనేట్ చేసింది ఇంత, అప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ డిడక్షన్స్ అప్పుడు అర్థమవుతాయి అనమాట. ఇవన్నీ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. తర్వాత బ్లాక్ 3 సాటర్డే మొత్తం ఇవన్నీ అయిపోవాలి, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్ని అయిపోవాలి. 80 DD నుంచి ఇక్కడ నుంచి 65, స్లైడ్ నెంబర్ 65 గుర్తుపెట్టుకోము. ఓకేనా? Any doubts?
No madam, till now it is okay.
ఓకే. అక్కడ నుంచి సార్ ఎండ్ చేయమంటున్నాడు. 11:30 వరకు కదా, 11:30 కాదు,
only 1 minute is there now. 11:29.